Sustainability is a top priority for global companies, but did you know that 65% of IT leaders admit they don't know how to do it? I'm Tom Shields, and on today's Intelligence Report, sustainability and reducing data waste. IT is a big consumer of the world's electricity, and by extension, a contributor to greenhouse gas. But listen to this, 68% of data created and stored will never be used. Sounds like a waste of energy to me, and also a big sustainability opportunity. So let's tackle this first with Dave McCarthy at IDC. So Dave, what do you think? Is this data waste issue as big an opportunity as it seems?
It absolutely is. If you think about the big data era, there was this concern about keeping all of your data forever. But from an energy impact, that's significant. Keeping all that data alive means that you're spending energy on all the systems that are required, whether it's local or in the cloud. And so now I see companies really thinking about how to optimize that, shrinking their data footprint in order to improve their overall sustainability story.
Now let's take this conversation to London and talk with NetApp's Matt Watts. Hi, Matt. Why isn't anyone talking about data waste, and what can be done to address this as a sustainability issue?
Interesting question, Tom. I think up until now, there's been so many ways for us to address this kind of growing sprawl of data that we've got, increasing densities, reducing costs. And there hasn't really been a trigger event that's caused people to look at this and do something. And what we're seeing is that sustainability is very much becoming that trigger event. People are starting to realize the emissions impact that this data waste has. And with these sustainability objectives becoming more important, now they're starting to sit up and take interest in it.
What kind of things can they actually do to start to shrink that footprint around data?
Well, a massive amount of the data, as you've mentioned, is just a giant landfill of data that's never accessed. The challenge that most companies have is being able to identify it. Most companies don't have the right kind of tools and technology to help them be able to map out what does that data landscape look like? What is this data that they're sat on? And therefore be able to make informed decisions about what they're able to do with it.
There's really a need for those kind of tools in the market today.
Absolutely. Companies need tooling that can give them those insights, that intelligence about what their data landscape looks like. And with that tooling that operates across not just, one vendor's technology, but across multiple vendors' technology and the cloud, they can start to put strategies in place around how they manage this data and manage the sustainability of running this data for the future.
IT teams need to be empowered to use the tools to reduce the data, and the culture isn't there yet. How do we get that going?
Well, this has been an age-old problem for the 20, 30 years that I've been in the industry. It's who owns the data. You'll have the application teams who will say, it's not our data, it's the IT team's data. And the IT teams say, it's not our data, we're just the custodians of the data. It belongs to the application people. So you've always had this hot potato bouncing backwards and forwards. And we've relied on densities, technology, cost efficiencies to effectively give us that opportunity almost to ignore the problem. And I think with sustainability and the fact that a lot of these tools really do exist now, I think that's going to cause the cultural change we need, that ownership, accountability, and therefore something is actually done about it.
With the right tools and mindset, GreenOps teams can eliminate unneeded data and its associated energy and carbon. Sounds like a great first step to me. If you'd like to learn more, this is a 3-part sustainability series. In other episodes, we'll address measurement for continuous improvement and partnering wisely for sustainability.